Hi, my name's Guy White, and I wanted to talk to you today about halter training. It seems to be somewhat of a lost art in the horse world today. I use a rope halter. I don't use web halters. And I teach horses what these knots mean through pressure and release. Ultimately, it becomes feel and release, and then over time, it just becomes a suggestion of your hands. When I work with new students, I ask them a question. Do you want a mechanical relationship with your horse, or do you want an intimate relationship with your horse? And an example of an intimate relationship with your horse is a horse that will just stand here right next to you, that wants to be with you, okay? That's what this is about. So I'm going to do a little demonstration here to show you what's possible to get a horse in a good place with good ground manners, where they just work off the feel of the lead rope, and it makes life a lot safer, and you'll get to the point where you don't have to tie your horse up to saddle them, and you'll just have a horse that will ground tie, and you have a calmer horse, and you get leadership this way by using the lead rope effectively. Now at some point, you can use any halter you want. But until you get a horse that will behave for you, that you halter train, and it doesn't take that long. This horse took about 10 minutes to get him in a good place with a lead rope and a halter like this. 10 minutes, but that's the technique of it. So what I'm going to do is just show what I do with this horse here. Is the first thing I do with an adult horse is I want him out of my space. I'm sure a lot of you have seen over the years a horse that's in your space, that bullies you, that's pushy. I don't want a pushy horse. I won't allow that. So I teach him to get out of my space. So the first thing I want to do, okay, is put my hand underneath here and get the horse to walk back with me. And then I'm going to release, okay? And if the horse didn't move back for me, I would move this back and forth with my hand to get the knots to rub on their nose to get them out of my space. So when they're real close, you can just take your hand and walk backward. And I release. If you don't release the horse, then they don't learn anything from it. You have to, slack is your friend, so you got to learn to use slack. But if you pull on a horse, he'll just pull back. So I hold and then release. So I'm going to hold here and then release and bring him forward. There's the slack again. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to back him up and just get him out of my space nice and smooth. What I want to teach the horse is that when I move my hand, that's one step. I move my hand twice, that's two steps. So I'm actually teaching the horse to count. Back up. There you go. 1, 2. Good boy. Come on forward. Release. Forward. Release. So he's going to walk with me here. So the next thing I'm going to do, because he backs up for me, is I'm just going to ask him to move right and left for me with my hand. I want him to work off my hand. So what I've taught this horse is that he's going to move, his nose is going to follow my hand. So there it goes. All right. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to release him immediately. I'm releasing the horse immediately. He did what I wanted. He moved a couple steps for me. So that is the release. I'm releasing him because he did what I wanted, okay? Now, I can move this horse around in fast circles by keeping the feel on the lead rope. But what I'm doing is I'm micromanaging his feet one at a time. And by doing that, I can put it all together. I can go from 1 foot to 2 feet to several feet, because he's learned that when I release this rope, it means for him to stop. But if I put feel on this lead rope, and I'll move him off the other side now, okay? Now I'm going to hold my hand out here. He continues to move, doesn't he? Okay? I'm going to hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then I'm going to release. And then his feet stop. That's what I want to get this done. That's what I want him to understand. Now, I can keep this pressure on him and keep him moving. That's up to you, the handler. But what I'm trying to do is get him to yield to my request. And he's doing what I want. Okay, so what happens is over time, all right, when you halter train a horse, you also want them to mirror your feet. So I want to back up here, and I want this horse to back up with me, okay, and mirror my feet. That way when I'm walking him, he comes with me, I stop, he stops. I back up, he backs up, okay? And I can carry that into the round pen, which will be another video. But that's what I'm trying to get across here to this horse. And so he's good in the halter and the lead and going from point A to point B. And what really comes out of this kind of leadership, this soft approach, is the horse is going to meet you at the gate. The horse, you're not going to have to tie your horse up. You can saddle your horse, he'll ground tie, put your saddle on, he just stands there for you. Now, it doesn't always start out that smooth, but this is what's possible. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this off of him, and I'm going to put it around his neck. Because what I really want to show you is that it's not the halter at all, over time, that controls this horse's feet. It's him following my hand. So what started out as pressure and release became feel and release, and now it's just a suggestion. So I can back him up with nothing on his face, okay? Now I'm going to ask him to go this way, okay? Let's go. And I can get him to move, okay? Without pressure. And now I'm going to bring him back the other way. Come on, let's go. So I can also get him into a trot. I can move on this. And then when I release, he stops. That's good, right there. Back up. So once you get to the point where you halter train your horse, and I use rope halters, it doesn't really matter what you use after that, because you get the horse in a place where the curriculum is for him that he understands what you want through the suggestion of your hands. So I'll get this horse to even follow, his nose is going to follow me, even without anything on his face. So if I go this way, his nose is going to follow me, right here. And then I can do a little yoga if I want, and just walk at his hip. Get those legs to cross over, and then I'll ask him to walk on forward. And then I'm going to release. Now a lot of people think that getting a horse's energy up is effective groundwork. Well, it can be, but you have to start here, because if you can't do it slow, you can't do it fast, okay? So I can pick up his energy if I want. Get him to go the other way. And then I'm going to release him. Oh, attaboy. So then I take all of that feel off the lead rope, and all I have now is a horse that will stand there for me. Thank you for watching.